guys, so in today's tutorial I bring you this masterpiece right here using the Power of Makeup collection by one of my favorite YouTubers, Nikkitutorials. So in this collection you get the Power of Makeup palette, which inside it has 9 gorgeous eyeshadows, 2 blushes, a bronzer and a highlighter. And you also get this little bag of goodies, which inside has this little booklet with like these little mini tutorials from Nikkitutorials, just showing you some of the looks that you can create with this palette. You also get a full-size Too Faced sketch marker eyeliner, which is so bomb, a Too Faced Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer, a limited edition glitter which she produced herself, which is called Glitterally, which is like a gold silver mashup. It's just gorgeous, and a little mini Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is the kind of first ever makeup product I've really ever splashed out on. I never really do like high-end makeup. I'm like a hardcore Superdrug Makeup Revolution girl, because I personally feel like it's more how you wear the makeup, it's not what you're wearing. Like, you could be wearing cheap makeup, but if you put it on well, it's still gonna look good, and vice versa. If you're wearing expensive makeup but you don't know how to apply it, it's still gonna look like shit. But, you know, I saw this palette and I thought it was really pretty, and as I said before, Nikkitutorials is one of my favourite YouTubers, so I kind of wanted to just support her cause. And this palette came out about a month or so ago, so I've had a bit of time to work with it, and I actually really like it. Like, can we just yeah. I tried my hardest to use as many of the shadows as I could in this look from the palette, but I couldn't really incorporate every single one of them without it just looking a hot mess. So pretty much on my eyes, I've primarily, I think, except for one thing that I've got on my eyes, everything is from this collection. And since I don't really wear blush, and this bronzer, it's not gonna bronze up shit, I'm just gonna use the whole palette as eyeshadow because I think it still works really nicely. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure you watch to the end because I have a little surprise for you. So I've already applied my base makeup, and moving straight onto the eyes, I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer that comes with the set, and I'm just buffing that into my eyelid with my finger all the way up to the brow bone, and I'm setting that with the Chocolate Soleil bronzer that comes in the palette. Next, I'm taking the shade Justify My Love from the palette, and as this is actually a blush and not an eyeshadow, it's not going to be as pigmented, so I'm taking this really dense brush and stamping it into my crease, and then using the fluffy brush to blend it out, and this is going to be my transition shade for the entire eye look. And here I'm just repeating the same steps, not picking up more product, but just to intensify the colour slightly more. So this is the one eyeshadow I'll be using that's not from the palette. This is Audacious Plum from Starcrushed Minerals. And the reason I'm using this is because I wanted a purple crease, but I'm not really too comfortable with going straight in with shimmery shadows in my crease, so I wanted to start with a matte first, and this shade was just perfect for that. It's just like a really deep plum colour, and then I'm just blending this out so that it transitions nicely into the pink, and then dragging that under my lower lash line as well. And here I'm just taking that same fluffy brush I used to blend out the pink to blend out the purple even more. So now I'm just repeating my steps using those same 3 colours to intensify the colour in my crease and blend it out. So I'm taking that small brush with the purple, not with any additional pigment, and then the slightly larger blending brush to start the blending process, and then going back in with that really fluffy brush to blend that all out together. Now I'm taking the shade Wham Bam from the palette, which is a gorgeous shimmery purple, and I'm just using that in my crease as well to brighten up the purple, because I feel like the Starcrushed Minerals one was just slightly darker than I was going for with this look. And then I'm taking that same blending brush to just blend out the crease and all the colours together so it's really smoky. Now I'm just doing the same as before, taking all of my brushes back into the crease just to intensify the colour and blend it out to my satisfaction. Here I'm taking my LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is just a skin tone colour, and the eyeliner brush that actually comes with the Maybelline gel liner, and I'm just using that to cut out my crease so that I have a really sharp line for then when I go back in with my lid shades. Here I've just turned away from the camera and I'm doing this in a little mirror because I am blind as a motherfucker and I forgot to put in my contacts, so I can't actually see what I'm doing in the camera. It gives you a better view of how I'm rounding out the shape at the edge as well, just to match my own eyelid. Then I'm taking the same brush that I used to set the eyeshadow primer, and I'm taking the shade Ivy from the palette just to lightly set that concealer so it doesn't mix with any of the products I put on my eyelids. I'm using these two eye pencils just as a base for my eyeshadows. You don't really need to do this because the eyeshadows themselves are pigmented enough, but this is just something I like to do for a bit of security, as it gives you the opportunity to kind of map out exactly where you want to put the eyeshadows, and then I'm just going to use my finger to blend them together slightly as well. Here I'm taking the shade Mystic Hour, and I know everyone bashes these little sponge tip thingies because they're what you use for makeup when you're like 5, but honestly they are so bomb for packing colours onto the eyelid, and these I just got for free. I like nixed them from MAC, they're what you use for like sample eyeshadows. And here is just an extreme close-up of my other eye because I didn't realise I hadn't actually turned the camera off. I'm clever. Filming a video. And here we have my dad just being extremely fucking nosy, as per usual. Filming a video. Makeup. 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 Just doesn't quit, does he? Nope. Unnecessary dad appearance in 3, 2, 1. I'm filming a video, yes. Sorry. A little bit.
Oh, what? You're doing makeup?
So now I'm taking the shade Frosted Yum just with the other side of that sponge tip, and I'm placing that right in the center of the lid for this kind of halo eye effect, and then I'm just going to switch between the two sides of the applicator between the two colors just to blend them together. And taking slightly more of that Audacious Plum color just on a tiny pencil brush right at the crease line just to intensify it slightly and add more definition to the eye. I'm just using that same brush to kind of pull the colour up to blend it out ever so slightly so then I don't still lose that definition. Now I'm taking the shade Painkiller just on my little finger to slightly highlight my inner corner. Using the Too Faced Sketch Marker liquid liner that comes with the collection, I'm just going to draw a big ass wing liner. So I'm just going to draw a line outwards, the angle that I want it, drag it back onto the lid and then fill it in. And again, I've just turned away from the camera slightly just to perfect my wing in a mirror. And then I'm going to extend the wing in the inner corner slightly and just draw a point that then connects to my lower lash line. And this is just going to elongate the eye and make it slightly more dramatic. She's admiring my work and I don't know what that face was for. I'm just taking that same brush I used for the concealer just to clean up that line slightly. So I sprayed this angle brush just with some setting spray because I didn't use those two pencils on my lower lash line, and I'm just going to go in with those exact same two colours in the exact same way that I did on my lid, just with that halo effect. So then I just wiped off the brush on a wipe and then went on with the silver right in the centre. So I'm going to take the primer side of this mascara and coat both my top and bottom eyelashes. But what I'm actually going to do is just use the black on my top eyelashes. And then on the lower lash line, I'm going to take the Better Than Sex mascara that comes with the collection. And it's purple! I'm just fangirling a little bit. And then I'm just going to apply that to my lower lash line, which I think it just looks pretty cool. Lashes applied, and now I am just appreciating my face, as we should all do every single day of our lives. Here I'm trying to decide blue lip to go with blue, purple to go with purple, or glitter. So now I'm just taking this lipstick. It's just a regular stick lipstick, and then because it's wet, I don't need to wait for anything to dry. I'm just gonna take the glitter straight on my finger and pack it on. Just pack it on there. Because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do with this glitter. I felt like if I added it to the eye, it would just be too much. And
glitter lips, I feel like they need to be a thing. They just look too bomb. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna do it. And that was the end result.
So that is it, guys. That's it for the tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it. I actually love how this turned out so much. Like, I had no plans to leave my house at all today, but now I'm just trying to find somewhere for me to be so that I can go out wearing this makeup, like, glitter lips and all. Like, seriously, this needs to become a thing. We need to make this a trend because it's everything. It's everything. And it's also not as hard to talk in lips as I thought it was gonna be. So, yes.
I'm interrupting this outro just to draw your attention to my contour though. Like, seriously, can we please just appreciate that for a second? Honestly, this outro went on for so much longer when I filmed this. I was feeling myself far too much.